Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kilocast live stream. We are well aware a few of our spectators at home may have not witnessed the squats from the Pro-Am flight. We finished out with Nick Mellor finishing on a 380 kilo squat, the heaviest squat in the division. Sandy Burke opening on 60 kilos on the bench press. Again, I'm joined in the media box by veteran Irish powerlifter, Abs Pro competitor Anna Huran, who is going to be lending us her expertise and experience for everything that is happening on the platform. We have Ambra Scalaro making her return to the Abs series platform after many, many years away, opening on 62.5 kilograms. Again, weighed in today at 45.4 kilograms. Super lightweight competitor. Gets a lift off from Joe the Beard. A nice easy opener from Amber. That actually matches her personal best on bench press, Anna. So that leaves a lot of new territory for her to take her bench press now in competition. Have you ever been in a position like that where training has been going so well that your opening attempt is near or the same as your previous competition max? What would be the game plan for Amber now? Would it be to add maybe a small amount there to get a slightly bigger total, or do you think she's going to have a bit of a Hail Mary play now for the third attempt on the bench press?
I'd say knowing Amber, she'll be a little bit conservative on her second attempt and then push it for her third. I think she's hoping to end up on a 67 bench, which will be a 5 kilo PB.
Which is outstanding. The bench press is one of those very fickle and tough movements. Even adding 2.5, 5 kilos to it can take months, potentially years of training. Next up we have Sarah Sobak making her Abs Powerlifting Series debut, playing a blinder this morning, finished on 170 kilo squat, opening at 105 kilos on the bench press. Wow. Very
easy as well. As you can see, she has her heels up, which is a rule in the Abs Series competitions. In the IPF, you have to have your heels down.
It is one of the differences with the Abs Powerlifting Series. It is an event, it is a spectacle to facilitate some of the biggest and best powerlifting you will ever see. So small differences between the IPF and Abs Series, one of which being you're allowed to have your heels up on the bench. This tends to suit some of particularly the bigger lifters. But beyond that, the standards are super strict. We had some contentious decisions on the squats earlier on today. Many of our male Pro-Am athletes very narrowly missing disqualification on their squats. A few actually only making one successful attempt, including former Pro-Am champion Filippo Ingrosso, who did finish out today on a 320 kilo squat. That was meant to be his opener, Anna, so it'd be interesting to see how he decides to make up those kilos as we roll on here into the male half of the Pro-Am flight.
Very easy bench for Dav.
David Asparisas making his return to the Ab Series platform, having an absolutely great showing, 3 for 3 on his squats. I think he might be giving out about the mats. It is a notorious piece with the Ab Series platform, something I fell victim to as well, where you can occasionally have your feet can slip on the carpet there. Actually, this is what happens when you have some of the best powerlifters in the country as your spotting and loading crew. They just muscled a rack with 127.5 kilos on it back into position. Next up we got Rian McKeever, who's also been having a great morning. Nerd Training Systems online coach alongside Connor Kiernan. He competed earlier on today in knee wraps. Fantastic outing for Rian. He will be looking to add to an already impressive total as we roll on here. True bench opening at 127.5. His current best, Anna, is 130. I think there's a real chance we could see him exceed that here today.
As we can see, Joe the Beard is giving lifts offs.
A mainstay and veteran of the Abs crew, Joe the Beard gives one of the best handoffs in the business. A great back spotter, a great man to have out on the platform. Also responsible for much of the architecture you might see here on the live stream on the Kilocast, including the media box Anna and I are currently sitting in. The ladder we climbed up today, that is a lot sturdier than the one we had for the abs throw back in August, where myself and Alexander Clark nearly killed ourselves climbing up in and out of here. Keith Fanning making his Ab Series debut, primarily an Irish Powerlifting Federation lifter. You will see him flatten his heels to the floor here. Opening on 145 kilograms. A nice easy opener there from Keith. His personal best currently on bench is 152.5 kilograms. It'll be great to see if he can exceed that here today. Next out we have the meme lord, Big Ger Buckley, who finished out his squats today at 285. He only locked in the opening attempt. He tried to take 310 for the second, which he missed on depth, and then boldly jumped to 317.5 kilograms for his third, which he also missed on depth. But Ger has been having a little bit of a hit and miss prep for his squat attempts, so not unexpected. I'm sure he has a game plan now moving into his bench press and his deadlift. But like I said to you earlier on, and I'm pretty sure Ger is just here for the main material, for the crack. He's here to get into the other lifters' heads.
Very nice. As you can see, Ger is holding his back there. Mentioned yesterday he is struggling with a little bit of a back injury, which might explain the difficulty he had in his squats.
That is unfortunately one of the contentious parts of competition. You might not necessarily always get lifters at 100% of their capacity, but you will also always have them at 100% of their effort. So it'll be interesting to see how his game plan changes to accommodate around that. And like that, for many of the lifters, it might not necessarily be a podium spot. It could be a new competition best. It could also just be part of the spectacle that is the Abs Powerlifting Series. This is the 11th Abs Series, Valhalla, the theme. And we do absolutely have some warriors out on the platform here today. Matthew McKeegan making his Abs Powerlifting Series debut, opening at 160 kilograms on his bench press. A relatively narrow grip on the bench, but didn't slow him down at all. Seems to be, and when you have these bigger athletes, you'll oftentimes see them tend to maybe have narrower grips. I'm going to assume some of that might be down to shoulder issues, shoulder health, but it doesn't really slow them down. And then usually you'll see some of the smaller, particularly female lifters, opt for a slightly wider grip. I suppose this is taking advantage of leverages. I know you're one of our better bench pressers, and I know you've overcome some issues previously with your shoulder for the bench press. Was that something you ever considered, maybe opting for the narrower grip, or was it just to work around the injury and then get back to your competitive grip width?
I actually did try a little more narrow grip, but I found that actually hurt my shoulder more. I'm just more stable because I have quite a big arch, but I have a wider grip. So I'm kind of pushing onto my shoulders with the wider grip.
It's very interesting to see how each athlete, while completing the same task, can do it in a myriad of different ways. Jordan Hellier there at 170 kilos. Nice easy opener for Jordan, and he opted for a little bit of a wider grip than Matthew McKeegan. So it's very interesting to see how many athletes overcome similar tasks in different ways. Same as mentioned for yourself, you tried it, didn't work for you. Incidentally, how does the upcoming rule change to the IPF bench, does that affect you as an athlete at all?
I haven't really thought about it too much. My focus is my competition in 2 weeks, but I may just have to bring in my grip a tiny bit. So the new IPF rule, for those who don't know, you need to have your elbow in line with the top of your shoulder. So those with a big arch might struggle with this new rule. So far, I haven't seen anyone on this platform that would be impacted too much with this new rule.
Well, absolutely. When you talk about pro athletes like these guys out here, like yourself, very adaptable. I can't imagine it's going to present too many issues for athletes that are seasoned, who have probably had to overcome lots of other things. And the time powerlifting has been growing over the last 5 to 10 years, which has been phenomenal to see. Lenny O'Sullivan smoked his opener, 185 kilos. I'd imagine Lenny will be pushing up close enough to the 200 kilo mark for his third attempt. Filippo Ingrosso, former ABS Pro-Am champion, opening at 200 kilograms on the bench press. He had a very narrow, very slim chance he might not have actually made it this far in the competition earlier on. He finished out on a 320 kilo squat, but it took him all the way till his third attempt to lock that in. Had a few issues with depth, but smiled his whole way through it and locked it in. So it'll be great to see how he rolls on. He is still projected second in the current lineup, but again, competition can change drastically between now and that third deadlift, as you pointed out earlier on, Anna.
A bit of a struggle for his opener, but it's locked in.
Definitely looked like a tough attempt from last time he was with us, when he actually won the ABS Powerlifting Series. He opened with 200 and it was his only successful attempt. He missed 210 for his second and third. However, last time he was with us, 310 kilos was his only successful attempt on the squat. He has added 10 kilos to that, so this actually all keeps him in contention. It's one of the more interesting parts of competitions like this. It's still anybody's meat. Ricardo Venturi opening at 200 kilograms on the bench press. These are massive numbers. 200 kilograms is absolutely unheard of for most standard gym goers, so I'll be excited to see what he decides to put up for the third. His personal best at the moment is 205 kilos on the bench press, which he put up last time he was here at ABS.
Looks good. Based on that, I'm sure he'll be hoping to push his personal best.
Speaking of your upcoming international competition, Anna, you are now on what most lifters would call the end of your peak, as most of these guys have just gone through. How are you feeling coming into your own competition? I'd imagine you can resonate a lot with what these athletes are currently going through. It's mere days away from when you will soon be on one of the highest levels of competition on an international stage.
Absolutely, just winding down now and trying to rest up. I'm sure a lot of these lads were just trying to manage their fatigue in the coming week of their competition.
Tends to be the biggest factor as well. It's the last couple of weeks is about coming in as fresh as possible after all the work has been done. I know you've put in an amazing base of work over the last couple of weeks, couple of months. Very excited to see how you get on, and like that you'll be travelling for your competition, as many of these guys here, just like Big Max, who smokes his opener there, 210 kilograms, travelling over to us from Germany.
220 kilos for Big Nick, 220 kilos for Big Nick, and we move on to second round for the female pro-am. On deck we have Nick Miller, 220 kilos, wrap 40, Sandy Burke, get ready. Is loaded for Big Nick.
Nick Miller opening on a massive 220 kilograms. Nick's personal best on bench press so far, 235 kilograms. He put that up at Spartan Raw back in December 2021, almost a year ago. Let's see what he gets on here. Nick Miller currently projected first, finished out today with a 380 kilo squat on his third attempt.
Waiting for the ref's start command. So far, a golden fight.
Thankfully, the lifters decided to be a bit more reserved with their openers this time and lock in all their attempts. Nice bit of relief for us up in the commentary booth to see all the guys lock it in. No one wants to see anybody bombing. It was very close a couple of times on the squad earlier on, but thankfully everybody is clear in the running now currently with the bench press. We roll our way back around to the female pro-am. Sandy Burke jumping 2.5 kilos on her bench press.
Barriers loaded for Sandy Burke. Amber, get ready.
Equipped. Self lift off for Sandy Burke. Some lifters like that just to eliminate the potential difference you will have depending on who's handing you out, so they opt for their own lift off.
Good lift for Sandy Burke. 65 kilo rock 6 for Amber.
Amber Scalaro coming out for 65 kilos on the bench press. This will be a 2.5 kilogram personal best for Amber. What a welcome home to the abs series and abs powerlifting.
For someone her size, 2.5 kilos is a big jump.
And that's exactly right. For these smaller athletes, bench press is such a technical movement. It's not something you can just muscle. It requires extreme execution at the highest standard of technical proficiency, as we can see here from Amber.
Very nice. As you can see, Amber has a massive arch, which can offer an advantage to the bench.
112 points.
The ability to take advantage of these things is what allows lifters like Amber to demonstrate that level of proficiency against essentially what's 2.5 times her body weight on her chest, which is what makes these the pro athletes, what makes them this standard, and what gets them on the abs series platform for the pro-am division. A great flight so far.
Bar is loaded for Davida.
We are straight in to Davidas Barsas, abs coach, mainstay on the Irish powerlifting scene. 112 kilos, 112.5 kilograms, pardon me. Dav's personal best on bench at the moment is 122.5, which he put up at the European Classic Championship all the way back in 2019, 3 years ago. Oh, a little bit of a wobbly second attempt there.
It is a no lift, unfortunately, for Dav. No
Looks like that might have been down to downward movement. You'd have probably a better eye for this than me, Anna, being the veteran that you are. Is that what you say with the issue there for Dav?
Downward movement, yeah. Hopefully he'll come back out now for his third and nail it.
So for those watching at home, might be worth explaining like what downward movement is and why it might impact a lifter's ability, why it might get them red lights.
Well, it's one of the rules, so the bar has to be moving upwards, and the bar can't move down. If it is, it's not a good lift.
Exactly, despite the fact the lifter might actually ultimately complete the rep if the bar has moved down on the lifting portion of the lift, so in the bench press, in this case, pushing up off the chest. That will result in red lights from our referees. Sarah Sobak, 115 kilograms on the bar. A massive weight for an athlete weighing in today at 62 kilos, and she absolutely smokes it. Holy shit. That is 10 kilos shy of our current max, our current best. Again, this is Sarah's first time on the abs series platform, and I do believe she is contending with a little bit of an injury, but she is still having a great showing here today. Currently projected first with a subtotal of 435 kilograms. Phenomenal lifting. Rian McKeever rolls out for his second attempt, 132.5 kilograms for Rian. His current max on bench is 130 kilos, so this will be a nice 2.5 kilo personal best on his second attempt, which leaves him loads of room for his third. Wow. Easy attempt.
Nice lift. 150 rack 11.
Rian has been making some solid progress from each comp.
And that's exactly it for a lot of these lifters. It's just graft year on year, session on session, competition on competition. The competitions where we obviously get to see the accumulation of that, but yeah, that's right. Rian has been working very hard. A coach in his own right, has coached many phenomenal lifters. Recently at the Abs Series Teens competition, he handled many of his own athletes from Nerd Training Systems. So great to see that he has still been plugging away, putting in the hours in his own training, resulting in some great performances from over the past couple of years, but particularly here at the Abs Series, where he's in the Pro-Am division. We have Keep Fanning out for 150 kilos on the bench press for his second attempt. Little bit of a fight to lock out there. His current max is 152.5. I was quite sure, based on how the opener moved on it, that he was going to lock in probably a new personal best. But what would you think? Would you think the smart decision from him there would just be to match his current best, or would he risk adding on 5 kilos?
I would probably personally just go 2.5. His elbows did go back a little bit, which runs the risk of dropping the bar down on his next attempt. So play conservative and lock in 3 attempts to build that total up.
Brilliant, and that's the advantage of having a seasoned athlete like yourself up here in the media box. These are the observations you're able to make as a coach in your own right as well, and the numerous competitions and years you've been around powerlifting scene and seen many, probably thousands of other powerlifters at this stage competing, so you can identify some of these small things. So Keith, if you get a chance to listen, maybe 2.5 kilos is enough, bro. Jared Buckley driving back 170 kilos for the second attempt. He gets it, a 12.5 kilo jump from his opener. Seemed to be a very similar case there for Jer, with the elbows rolling back slightly. Probably would be best for him to be a bit more conservative coming into the third as well. His current best on bench, it seems, is 182.5 kilos, which he put up at Abs Series 7 all the way back in August 2021.
He also recently competed, though, which can have a massive effect on your recovery and just even your training block. So
absolutely,
maybe a bit of rest, he can come back a bit stronger for his next comp.
That's right. He was recently across in France at Western Europeans back in September, so that's really not that long ago. He hasn't had a lot of time to peek into this comp, so I'd imagine this real competitive season he's had might just be playing a little bit of havoc with some of his body parts, but he's still having a great outing here today. Matthew McKeegan locks in 175. Referees are happy. Again, Matthew's putting together a nice tidy little total here today. Very quietly putting together a great performance. 260 kilos on the squat. So far locked in 175 on the bench. He's doing all this in sleeves. He did all that in sleeves on the squat too, so great to have him here at the Abs Powerlifting Series. His first time across with us. Jordan Hellier, also a first timer here at the Abs Powerlifting Series, finished out today on a 330 kilo squat, narrowly, almost didn't make the third attempt. Hadn't to extend his knees, the referees would not give him that circum out, but he's in the clear now on the squats. He had a nice easy open there, 170. He is now on 177.5 kilograms for a second attempt on the bench press. Little bit slow moving, though. That is a new personal best in competition for Jordan, so congrats to him. 2.5 kilos up from his previous max of 175. Again, based on how that moved down, I would imagine locking in maybe 180 would be the smart decision here if he can get it.
Yeah, I agree. You just want to chip that total, and unfortunately that's what you do with bench. A lot of people just want to chip their total with bench and push it then for deadlifts.
Well, I mean, at the moment Jordan is actually projected fourth, so he's quietly sneaking up on that podium position.
As we said earlier, it will be probably down to the last call, but that's where it gets exciting.
That's the best part for everybody watching at home on the Kilocast. We still do not have one clear winner. While Nick Mellor may be currently the favourite, it will all come down to that final pull. Lenny O'Sullivan, 195 kilos on the bar, an even 10 kilo jump from his opener. Easy.
Lenny is having a blinder of a day so far.
Lenny made the smart decision on his third attempt on squat, so he Finished today on 295 kilos on his second attempt. On the third, he tried 305, hit the bottom, tried to come up, realised right away it wasn't going anywhere, and he let the spotters help him back into the rack, conserving all that energy for his deadlift later on. Very smart decision from Lenny, but you wouldn't expect any less from an abs powerlifting athlete. Filippo Ingrosso jumping just 5 kilos here for the second attempt. Again, he locked in 200 kilos. It was a little bit of a grinder on the opener. It was the same back at Ab Series 9 in April. Let's see how he gets on.
Waiting for the start command. I imagine it might be elbows. Yeah.
Seems to be. There's a little bit of slack in the elbow. So for everybody watching at home, elbows need to be fully extended, fully straightened before the referees will give the all clear to begin the descent onto the chest.
This is something you see a lot of the big lifters struggle with. Still don't seem happy. Oh,
it seems his back was starting to seize up. So again, folks, for a lot of people watching at home who may not have experienced testing these 3 lifts on one day as we do here at powerlifting full power competitions, you use a lot of back during the squat and during the deadlift, and then you in a more of a flex position, and you get a little bit of extension during the bench, so the back takes a little bit of a beating, and sometimes you get those little spasms. Especially these guys here, they've likely all done water cuts coming into this competition. They weighed in yesterday. We allow for a 24-hour weigh-in at the Abs Powerlifting Series and Abs Pro. This facilitates our lifters getting the best score, the best DOTS formula on the day. But sometimes if the refeed or rehydration doesn't go well, you'll get this muscle cramping during the competition. A nice second attempt there from Ricardo Venturi. Didn't seem too difficult for him, but again, I would wonder how much more he has left in the tank.
Yeah. And as you said, Ian, the 24-hour weight cut can offer many advantages, but also some cons. So often people will cut a bit more weight than they usually would for an IPF comp, but then as you said, it really does come down to your recomp and rehydration.
As somebody with experience with both 24 hours and 2-hour weigh-ins, how much of a difference does that make to you on the platform? Have you felt the difference in that 24-hour weigh-in versus the 2-hour weigh-in?
Yeah, so in the 2-hour weigh-in you don't have as much time to recomp, so you won't cut as much weight. If you do, you're at a disadvantage because you're not going to get back to your baseline. On a personal kind of experience, I've cut more weight with a 24-hour weigh-in, but I've been able to recomp and feel just as good the next day. So it offers a great advantage if done well. So I imagine a lot of these lads for the 24-hour weigh-in and competitiveness have tried to cut a lot of weight. I remember Jur at the Abs Pro had cut a lot of weight.
And that is what this comes down to. Everybody's looking for that competitive edge. Max Kleinwachter there locking in a 220 kilo bench press, 10 kilos up from his opener, no hassle to him at all. But this is exactly it. This competition, for those watching at home, is decided on formula, so it is decided on DOTS. This formula is comprised of the lifter's weight, hence the weigh-in, and the 24-hour weigh-in, facilitating them weighing in lighter than they might normally walk around at, in comparison to their total. So their best squat, best bench press, and best deadlift added together makes their total. So Max, that was just out, is currently on a subtotal of 855 kilos with a current formula or DOT score of 491.58. So the best or biggest DOT score at the end of the day, at the end of our last deadlift, will be who ultimately becomes the Abs Series 11 Pro-Am champion. Nick Mellor, 230 kilos on the bar. Again, an even 10 kilo jump for Nick.
And it is a good lift for Nick Miller.
5 kilos shy of his current personal best, but it is improvement on his last time over with us here at the Abs Series. Back at Abs Series 9, he locked in 227.5, missing 237.5. So it'll be interesting to see what he takes here for a third.
Everybody get behind the lifter on their third attempt.
Sandy Burke comes out for 65 kilos on the bench press. Thank you to our spotters and loaders there, Big Joe, Colin, Larkin, Lynch and Abdullah there. Keeping a good eye, keeping our lifters safe. Ambra Scalaro, 67.5 kilos on the bar. She's already gotten a new personal best on her bench, so this is just adding to the glory here. She's having a great day out here with us at the Abs Series 11.
And that is why she is called the unit. This will be a 5 kilo PB for Ambra.
Not today, however, she does still walk away with a 2.5 kilo personal best from her second attempt on the bench, so it's a win-win. She gave it her all there for the third and final attempt, leaving it on the platform. If you're going to miss a lift, third attempt's the place probably to do it.
Absolutely.
Davidas coming back out now with his third and final attempt. He is retaking the 112.5 kilograms that he missed on the second. A mature and smart decision here from Dav.
Let's go, not so Slim Shady!
It's a good lift for Dav. He's happy about it. Again, a great return to the platform for Dav. After 2 years layoff, focused more on the coaching, Dav makes his return. Great to have him back on the Abs Series platform. Sarah Sobacker, third and final attempt, matching her current personal best. 125 kilograms on the bar for the bench press. This is a monstrous weight. 2 times body weight bench press from Sarah. Sarah most recently competed back during the summer in June in Croatia. She joins us here in Ireland on the Abs Series 11 platform. Wow.
Looks like she had a little bit more in the tank there.
Absolutely looks like, but she's happy to hit it here. Again, if you can hit it here, you can hit it anywhere. This is the elite standard in terms of powerlifting. You will never be tested anywhere like you're tested on the Abs Series platform. Numerous factors, not only the referee standards, the highest degree, as they should be, but the environment, the intensity, and the pressure to perform are palpable. I don't even know about you, Anna, but sometimes when I'm up there, I can feel the nerves from these athletes as they're in the warm-up tunnel right below us. There's a palpable environment here, particularly as we roll on through to the heavier male athletes who are all vying for that #1 spot. This can also get them qualified for the Abs Pro Invitation next year, next August, the biggest and most competitive platform in Europe.
Very nice bench.
Great work from Ryan. He is actually having such a great day out, locking in Ryan finishes out the day so far with a 220 kilo squat and now a 7.5 kilo bench personal best, 137.5 for Ryan. Excited to see how he gets on now as we roll through to the deadlift later on today at Abs Powerlifting Series 11. Keep Fanning back out for 152.5 as we discussed earlier on, and making the wise decision, matching his current personal best with his third and final attempt.
That was a good decision.
Absolutely, he just gets it in there. It probably was for the best. I think he thinks maybe walking back there with his hand there, he probably could have taken the 155, but honestly I don't think it would have been worth the risk. Ger Buckley, 175 kilos on the bar. This is well within Ger's wheelhouse. He's hit this before many times, but again, just based on how beat up he's probably feeling after this competitive season, how many competitions he's managed to string together over the past year to 18 months is impressive. I'd imagine he's going to enjoy a nice off season after this one. It didn't look like it.
Very easy off the chest, but just unfortunately when the triceps had to take over, he just lost it a little bit.
180 kilo for Jordan.
And that is the thing about competition, team at home or anybody watching who maybe is putting up some good gym numbers. Until you're tested in this environment, you can't truly know what you're capable of. Lifting on uncalibrated equipment in your local gym at your own pace with your own music, surrounded by your friends and in your own time, comfortable clothes. Very different to being in the pressure cooker that is the Abs Powerlifting Series, in front of a live audience, decked out in a singlet that you most likely look like you were poured into. It can be challenging in more than just a physical sense, also a mental sense for many people. So stands to the caliber of athletes that we have here that they're able to perform under such conditions. Jordan Hellier pushing for that 180 kilos. No, unfortunately not for Jordan. He still finishes out the day with a 2.5 kilo PB. Fist bumping our spotters and loaders are taking care of him. What a good guy. He recognises the hard work these guys do. It can be a very thankless job. So we do always appreciate our volunteers, our spotters, our loaders, our referees, our people in the back for making events like the Abs Powerlifting Series a possibility. Keep Fanning, his third and final attempt, 185 kilos on the bar. A massive, massive bench press for a third attempt. An even 10 kilo jump from Matthew McKeegan here, 10 kilos up from his second. Let's see what he gets on.
No lift, unfortunately, for Matthew. No lift.
2 to 1, no lift. Did you manage to see what that was on, Anna?
I think it might have been bump.
His hips may have shot up as he drove the bar off the chest. So anyone watching at home, if the hips lift off the bench while you are pressing or at any time during the lift, you will get red lights, i.e. you will not get a successful lift. The head and the glutes all have to stay in contact with the bench while performing the movement. Lenny O'Sullivan, 202.5 kilos on the bar for Lenny's third and final attempt, a 7.5 kilo jump from his second attempt. Almost 2.5 times body weight on the bench press here from Lenny.
And that is a good.
What a great attempt. Lenny is cleaning up here today at Abs Series.
250.
Ricardo Venturi with a 5 kilo jump, 215 kilos for his third and final attempt, 5 kilos up from the second.
Ricardo, 250 kilo, our last 3 bench attempt of the day.
Ricardo's current competition best is 205 kilograms, so he's already hit a 5 kilo personal best, 5 kilos up. Now looking to add another 5 to that. He's having a good day out. He was last with us here at Abs Series 9. He also competed at Abs Series 8 last November. So he's been here when it's been absolutely freezing before.
And it is a
Been a good training block for Ricardo.
No, Big Max, where is Max? 230 kilo for Maximilian Kleinmaster of the German team. Big Max, where you at from? Come out, Max, let's fucking go! Everyone, round the
Big Max Kleinwachter looking to match his current bench press personal best of 230 kilograms. He hasn't actually hit this weight since September 2020 at the WPC in Germany. Now he tries to bring that to the Abs Series platform. A great fight, but not today. Great catch there from the spotters and loaders. We come on to our third and final attempt from Nick Meller, and the final bench press of the Pro-Am flight. Filippo Grosso, former Pro-Am champion, opting not to take his third bench press attempt. Nick Meller, third final bench press of the day, 235 kilos to match his current personal best.
Everybody get behind Nick for his last bench attempt! Everybody round the applause, Nick Miller. Come on, don't be a bunch of tight punks.
Definitely seems like Nick is playing it a little bit safer here on the bench. He has a comfortable enough lead in terms of total, but again, it's still anyone's competition, so he might just be trying to save it all for the deadlift.
Come on, Nick.
Okay, that was scary.
Looking at the points, there's only 2 points between Nick and Filippo, so it's very tight going into deadlifts.
With the type of competition that the Abs Powerlifting Series is, you will see attempts like this, numbers like this that you might not necessarily see anywhere else. As mentioned previously, is untested, so we do allow athletes that are basically what you would describe as enhanced, basically on a heap of drugs, to have the most competitive edge they can on the platform. Now, don't get me wrong, you'll see many lifters that opt to not go that route, but it does generally facilitate these absolutely monstrous numbers. But it can also create those scary moments where, like we just saw, Nick Meller potentially could have dropped 235 kilos on his chest. He rattled his way out of his opening squat attempt earlier on as well. So again, it's tough and scary to watch. Would you see anything like this at those international competitions in the IPF or EPF that you've competed at previously, Anna?
You definitely see big weights being pushed with the bigger lads in the IPF, especially the heavier weight classes. I suppose that's where the spotters and loaders come in. Like, it's very important that they're trained properly, and as you can see on the Abs platform, they're all ready to catch it and kind of avoided any injuries there for them.
It's one of the advantages we have here in the Abs Powerlifting Club, is that many of our spotters and loaders are pro athletes in their own right. We've got Big Ben Crowell there on the platform with a 900 kilo total. Colin Larkin Lynch, who just joined us from Abs Galway, who's previously competed at the Abs Pro. Killian Carolyn, who had previously competed at Abs Pro 2018. Joe De Beard, who has competed in the Irish Powerlifting Federation and Ireland's best woodwork teacher.
Very experienced platform manager.
Gang, we are setting up here for the Pro-Am deadlifts at the Abs Powerlifting Series 11 Valhalla. If you got to go toilet or get food, do it now, because when we come back, this is when the competition really starts. Common phrase in powerlifting: the competition does not start until the bar hits the floor. We'll see you in 15. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Abs Powerlifting Series 11 Valhalla. Welcome to your main event, the deadlift. Ambra Scolaro opening with 112.5 kilos on the bar.
The deadlift, there's no start command, just a down command.
This is when the lifters absolutely go apeshit ballistic. Everything, the mind games are all done. This is the last chance these lifters have to make that podium, to put up the bigger, better total and aim for that bigger dot score. It all comes down to these last 3 pulls. Sarah Sobak, 150 kilos on the bar for her opening attempt on this deadlift in the main event of the Abs Series 11 Valhalla. Let's get going. Opener there for Sarah. Her current personal best on deadlift is 200 kilos. Let's see what she opts in for today. Sandy Burke, 167.5 kilos on the bar.
Sandy has a brilliant deadlift, so I'm very excited to see what she'll end up on. She's already on the abs board with 177.5 kilos.
A nice easy opener there from Sandy. 220 kilos on the bar for Davidas Barsas in his opening attempt on the deadlift. Last time Davidas was on an Abs Series platform back at Abs Series 5 back in November 2020. He only managed his opener of 230 kilos. 35 kilos, pardon me. This is his comeback, not just to competing, but the most competitive platform in Europe. Davidas Barsas, your bar is loaded for your first attempt.
Setting up for a sumo deadlift, which means a wider stance.
In powerlifting competition, it is allowed to opt for conventional or sumo based on the lifter's preference to take advantage of their leverages. Dav here is an expert and proficient sumo puller, as shown here in that textbook opener.
227.5 kilos for Rian McKeever.
Rian McKeever opening with 227.5 kilos on the bar. Rian having a great day out today. His current best on deadlift is 257.5 kilograms. Based on how this first and second attempt go on, he may be opting to pull 260 plus. Our spotters and loaders here taking that chalk and talc off the bar, give our lifters the best chance here of successful lifts.
We have a fire breather, adding more atmosphere to the platform. I have Killian looking up at me.
Killian Carolan, a veteran of the powerlifting scene here in Ireland. Well connected, well known as our head referee for the deadlift.
Beautiful deadlift, very technical.
Rian showing us his technical prowess all day today. Our spotting and loading crew on the ball, keep fanning 245 kilograms on the bar. As mentioned previously, Keith primarily competes in the Irish Powerlifting Federation. They use a stiff Alico bar. This may be his first comp ever. Seems to be his first competition ever on the deadlift bar. It is longer, it is thinner, it is less tensile strength, allowing for more bend, more width in the middle, potentially facilitating bigger deadlifts if the lifter can master pulling the slack. Let's see how Keith gets on.
The thing about the deadlift bar, it can pull you forward as well if you get a big whip. So you have to be in control.
Keith's current max is 250, opening there in 245. It's likely we'll see a new personal best out of him here today. He's having a great first time here with us in the Abs Powerlifting Series. Lenny O'Sullivan, 280 kilograms on the bar for his opening attempt. What an absolute monster Lenny is. His current max is 302.5 kilograms, which he put up all the way back in 2021. His current best on an Abs Powerlifting Series platform is 290. Max Kleinwachter, 285 kilos on the bar. Max has had surgery on one of his hands, which has resulted in a little bit of a loss of strength between his left and his right. So the deadlift is where this mighty athlete sometimes falls down. Let's see how he gets on here today. But a powerlifter and a strong man. Let's see if his grip can hold up. A nice easy opener there for Max. Hopefully he can capitalise on this and keep moving forward, contending for that podium position. He is currently projected third.
So far, everyone is being very conservative with their openers, just locking in their total.
Ideally, they'll have learned their lesson from that squat session earlier on today. He had some pretty risky attempts, almost resulting in a few bombs, but luckily enough, everyone is still in contention for those podium positions. Matthew McKeegan opening on a massive 300 kilograms. The bar is loaded for Matthew McKeegan. His opening attempt on the deadlift, 300 kilos in his fresh Nike runners. Nice and easy opener there for Matthew. Ricardo Venturi also opening on 300 kilograms. Massive opening attempts as we roll through the main event of Abs Powerlifting Series 11. Easy opener for Ricardo there. Current personal best is 320 kilos, which he put up on the Abs Powerlifting Series platform back in April. Let's see if he can capitalise on his momentum and add a couple of kilos to that. Ger Buckley, 300 kilos on the bar. Ger is contending with some injuries here. Lower back is not doing well, but the calibre of athlete that he is staying in the competition. Last time Ger was with us in the Abs Powerlifting Series, Abs 7, he finished on a 305 deadlift. Oh, it doesn't look like he can lock it out now. You can see he's pretty stressed out about it. His back is just not holding up for him, unfortunately. Jordan Hellier, 317.5 kilos opener. What a massive opener. Big Eamon Harper directing traffic out there with the platform crew. A veteran lifter in his own right, ABS Pro contender. He will next appear at ABS Powerlifting Clash of the Titans in April 2023. Jordan Hellier locking in a nice easy 317.5 kilos. His personal best, 335, may fall here today.
These lads will be taking big jumps for their second and third lifts.
When it all comes down to these attempts, as I'm sure you're well aware, Anna, like this is it. We're towards the end of the day now. This is their last chance to make up kilos on those totals. Get on that podium. I think this is where we're going to see them risk it all.
Leaving it all on the platform.
Have you ever found yourself in that position where you've come down to the third attempt to pull for a podium position or the win?
I don't think so. I'm trying to think, I'm like, I don't think
so. Big Nick Meller opening on 335 kilos on the bar. This is 20 kilos shy of his current personal best, 355. Nick is the heaviest lifter in the flight. He weighed in today, or should I say yesterday, 24-hour weigh-in, 143.5 kilos. This is a big, thick man and a powerful man.
Easy opener. I imagine he will be adding a good amount now to his next attempt.
Filippo Ingrosso, the current reigning defending ABS Pro-Am champion, winning back at ABS Series 9.
Only 2 dot points between first and second.
Opening on a massive 350 kilo deadlift. His current max is 375.
As you can see, Killian is instructing the platform crew to tighten the pace.
When you get up to having that much weight on the bar, even any minor movement could potentially risk the lifter not completing the attempt, and we want to see some massive deadlifts here from former champion Filippo Ingrosso in those magnificent gold shoes.
Off the floor, but got it up all the same.
Interestingly enough, it seems he's opted for no talc or pool chalk on the thighs, which would be quite common in powerlifting to facilitate the bar moving quickly up the legs. For anyone that's trained in a gym, if you've ever attempted a max deadlift effort and you've ever noticed the bar can get caught on the legs or caught on your shorts or trousers, in powerlifting we allow for lifters to use talc or pool chalk on the legs to facilitate the bar moving more smoothly, but Philippe there interestingly opting to not utilise that. I wonder if he'll have it for a second or third.
Ambra going for a 2.5 kilo PB.
Ambra has already, assuming she locks in, no, she has actually already beaten her current dot score and matched her current personal best total. So everything after this point is a bonus. Everything after this point is extra. She has already proven that she's improved massively since she last stepped on the platform back in August in Italy.
I trained with Ambra in Rome, and she was saying that she's struggles a lot with deadlift, so I'm sure she'll be very happy to walk away with a 2.5 kilo PB.
An outstanding performance from Amber here today already. From all the female athletes in the Pro-Am female flight, absolutely playing a blinder. Here's our projected first position. Sarah Sobak in her abs powerlifting series debut, taking 170 kilograms for her second attempt. Again, everybody watching at home, her current max effort deadlift she put up back in April at the push-pull in Slovenia was 200 kilos. Here she's struggling a little bit at the knee. Can she do it?
Not today, but Sarah has had a whopper competition, locking in dot points to qualify for the Abs Pro. The Abs Pro dot point is 170 and she has 183.32 points, which is huge, absolutely huge.
She's absolutely making her presence known here at the Abs Powerlifting Series, qualifying potentially for her Abs Pro invitation in her first appearance, which is absolutely spectacular. Sandra Burke, 175 kilos on the bar.
That looked just as easy as her first attempt.
A phenomenally selected second attempt there, leaving a bit in the tank there for the third. She can absolutely go balls out if she wants to. She can clean up a nice tidy toe if she wants to be conservative. Sandy having a great day here at the Abs Series. Davidas Barasas, 235 kilos for his second attempt as we kick off the male second attempt on the Pro-Am flight. Dav locks in his second attempt. It's a good lift, 235 kilos in the bag for Dav. What a great comeback for the Abs powerlifting coach, veteran powerlifter on the Irish team. Rian McGeever, 240 kilos for his second. Rian's best ever deadlift, 257.5 kilos. He put it back up at Abs Series 7 all the way back in August 2021. Squeezing it tight with the hook grip, an interesting choice.
That was very easy again.
And the referee said good lift for Rian McGeever. 260 kilos for Keith Manning on
260.
Sorry, I was going to say the hook grip is something I wish I was able to do, but my hands are too small.
The hook grip.
Yeah.
It's a daring choice for the people that choose to do it. You will see, folks, in powerlifting, many folks opt for a mixed grip, one hand under the bar and one hand over. This prevents the bar from rolling out of your hands. However, certain lifters will opt for the hook grip. This locks the thumb and hand around the bar. It can be quite painful to learn, but can sometimes result in a stronger locked-in grip depending on the athlete. You'll see here Keith Fanning, 260 kilograms on the bar, is opting for that mixed grip. He's struggling at the knee. That might be the deadlift bar taking its toll on an athlete that may not have a massive amount of experience with it. And like that, Anna, I'm sure you're aware, these are things you have to train around when you have something like that as specialty equipment like the deadlift bar. It feels so different to the illegal bar commonly used in the IPF, and something people would need a good bit of training on just to get used to that extra little bit of slack, that extra little bend in the bar.
Absolutely. When I was training for it, it took me definitely a few weeks to get used to the whippiness of it. So Wouldn't be recommending anyone to be coming out on the platform for the first time without training it.
Big Lenny O'Sullivan, 297.5 kilos on the bar for his second.
Lenny is wearing the wrist wraps, which sometimes people might wear to close their hand and give them a bit more of a tighter grip around the bar.
I was actually going to ask from your experience and expertise what that might be about. I've never done it myself. Have you ever tried it personally?
I've never completed it, but I did train with it a few times, and I did help it. I did find that it helped my grip, but I've never competed with it.
It's an interesting observation to see what the athletes choose to do and not to do to help them lock in these attempts. Big Max out for his second attempt, 300 kilograms. Again, Max, I believe, has had surgery on that left hand, which can impact his ability to hold on to the bar. But let's see how he gets on here. This is a massive weight to hold on to.
Wow.
He's feeling good, he's looking good, he's performing well. Last time at the Abs Powerlifting Series that he was here, he only managed to lock in a 280 deadlift, missing 315 on that third attempt due to that hand surgery that he's had. Matthew McKeegan, 320 kilos on the bar. This man having a great first showing here at the Abs Powerlifting Series.
From his first attempt.
I am going to imagine he's not going to take it. Unless this is just an absolute Hail Mary. He's coming out for it.
Come on, Jer.
What a ballsy performance from this man.
He's done it before. Not today.
Not today, but fair play to him for even loading it on the bar. He's disappointed, but look, he turned up, he showed out, he gave us a show.
332.5 for Ricardo victory. Next up is Jordan. On deck we have Ricardo, 332.5 kilo deadlift.
Ricardo Venturi, 332.5 kilograms on the bar. A massive, massive leap, 32.5 kilograms added from his opening attempt. This will be a new personal best by 12.5 kilos for Ricardo.
He was slightly sticking on the ties, so I wonder will he use the talc for his next attempt.
Interesting enough, both Italian competitors we have in the male flight have seemed to not opted for the talc so far. Hopefully that's the difference maker for them for the thirds. Maybe it's an actual choice to only utilise it for those third attempts.
Still an impressive 12.5 kilo PB.
Jamie O'Brien, part of the platform crew, cleaning down the talc and chalk from the bar to facilitate our lifters holding on to these attempts. Jordan Hellier, 335 kilograms on the bar. A significant jump here from his opener of 317.5 kilos. This will match his current personal best deadlift on his second attempt.
Nice deadlift. Imagine he will PB now on his third attempt.
355 kilos from Nick Miller.
Nick Meller, 355 kilograms on the bar. This will match his current personal best on the deadlift.
First one is very easy. A fight on the lockout. Does he lock it out?
No lift for Nick. He's not happy about it.
No, I think the knees were a little bit soft on that. Hopefully he can do it on the third.
Filippo Ingrosso jumping to 365 kilos. A 15 kilo jump, 10 kilos shy of his current max. But again, based on how that opener moved, Anna, I don't know if Filippo will be matching his current max. The opener definitely moved a little tough from. I don't know if we're seeing Filippo at his absolute best here today, but don't get me wrong, he's still in contention for that #1 podium spot.
As we said earlier, there's only 2 points between them, so it's going to be about who makes their lifts.
Again, opting for no talc on the legs. A bold choice. It does not move from.
I
did think 15 kilos was a big jump, but
we go into the last round of deadlift. I'll be giving 3 requests from the big man, Mr. Jay Barrett, is 1.
Ladies and gents, we're into our third and final attempts on the deadlift. It can all come down to this.
third, fourth and fifth are all very close to the point, so I'm sure there'll be a battle for third place podium. There's 2 points between third and fifth. Sorry, I can't actually read that properly, but I think that's what it says.
Sarah Sobak has definitely locked in first place on the female side. And a masterful first impression here at the abs series from Sarah Sobak. However, here comes Ambra Scolaro for her third and final attempt, 130 kilograms on the bar. You mentioned earlier on, Ambra has been working hard to improve her deadlift. This will be a 10 kilo personal best.
Kevin is getting the crowd on their feet.
Here she goes.
She's moving it.
It's stuck at the knee. Come on, Ambra.
Not today.
Pretty fast off the floor. I definitely think it's there in future. Fantastic effort from Ambra making her return to abs powerlifting and the abs powerlifting series.
She's coming out to get this one.
Sarah Sobak retaking 170 kilos, narrowly missed on the second attempt. She has essentially locked in her first place finish and a potential invitation to the abs pro next summer with a 483.32 dots total. She has played an absolute blinder here today. Phenomenal athlete and a very welcome addition to the Abs Powerlifting Series. But we'd love to see her lock in this third and final attempt. What a photo finish.
180 kilos for Sandy Bird. Get ready.
Very impressive 5:05.404 dots.
That is world class. Absolutely next level from her first appearance here with us at the Abs Powerlifting Series for Sarah Sobak. But not to be outdone, the veteran Sandy Burke, hoping to finish on a 180 kilo deadlift.
This will be a 2.5 kilo PB if I'm correct.
Weighing in at only 55.8 kilograms. Sandra is definitely a lightweight athlete, but this is over 3 times body weight on the third attempt deadlift. Let's go, Sandy! Can she lock it? It all comes down to the referee's call. Unfortunately not, but what a fight, what a trooper. She may not have got it, but definitely showed her guts, her grit, and her determination. She'll come back and get it again next time.
Absolutely, and as I said earlier, Sandy is definitely a fighter on the platform.
240 kilos. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last round of the AL Pro Am. Thank you all for coming so down. Not from the average entertainment of the world.
240 kilograms for Davidas Barasas for his third and final attempt on his comeback to the Abs Powerlifting Series.
As you'll notice, the bar is being cleaned between every attempt, and this is done on the third attempt. Come on, Dab.
3 times bodyweight deadlift.
It's moving. Can you lock it out? Not today. Great attempt and a great day for Dab.
A narrow miss for the returning coach and veteran of Abs Powerlifting, Davidas Barasas, but hopefully this is just the starting point on his comeback trail into the competitive platform that is the Abs Series and the greater International Powerlifting Federation.
Brilliant day for him. 9 for 9. He's one of our only athletes to go 9 for 9 today.
What a pro as well. Thanking the platform crew, the referees. And as you said, one of the few athletes that have locked in every single attempt on the platform, securing him a 607.5 kilo total and a 441 dot score at 73.6 kilograms body weight. Keep Fanning, 260 kilograms. He is retaking that second attempt.
Everybody get going for Pete. Let's go, Pete. Represent City Team Limerick. Let's go, team. Everybody show some love and support.
Oh, he just missed the down command. You can see head judge Killian Carlin did not want to give him the red, but he just had to. It's the rules. But what a great showing from Keith Fanning. Lenny O'Sullivan, 312.5 kilograms on the bar, a 10 kilo personal best. If he can lock it in for Lenny.
This is the fourth place in 19th ever series win. Lenny O'Sullivan, the king of the 93. The big Dolphins drill.
Here comes Lenny O'Sullivan for a 10 kilo personal best and potentially pushing him into contention for that podium. The lift is good! 810 kilo total for Lenny O'Sullivan, 516.98 dots. What a powerhouse. Max Kleinwachter comes for his 315 kilo deadlift. This is to match his current personal best. Last time he locked this in was all the way back in February 2020. The bar is loaded for Big Max.
Locked out, unfortunately.
For Max, unfortunately. 325.
Still a very impressive day for him.
A narrow miss for poor Max, but hey, he's had a great showing. He has added to his abs series performance, finishing on an 870 kilo total with a 500.20 dot score. The third and final attempt from Hercules. This man's been having a tough day on the deadlifts, and this is his final chance to lock in something good. Given the injuries he's suffering, it's unlikely, but hey, he is a champ, he is a fighter, and he's going to give it his best shot.
Is he going to come out? Oh, he is.
Let's go, Jer.
Crowd are behind him.
Let's go, Jer.
Come on, Jer. It's moving. Oh,
Wow.
close.
An outstanding effort, an outstanding performance. There was a very slim chance he was going to lock that in, but by Jesus did he try. And we just had a brief moment. It looked like he could have done it.
Matthew is the third
What a performance. Now, big Matthew McKeegan as we roll through onto our final 5 attempts on the deadlift. Matthew McKeegan looks to lock in 340 kilograms. 20 kilos up from his opening attempt, from his second attempt, but even 20 kilo jumps from opener to second to third. Let's go, Matthew.
Everybody get up for Matthew. Everybody show support. Let's go, Matthew. Rip it up.
He's fighting for every last centimetre, unfortunately just not today. Lifter has become incredibly lightheaded, needing assistance. But luckily our platform crew were there on the day, in the moments, to help him, catch him, make sure he doesn't sustain any injuries. He's gotten his wits about him. Killian Carolyn all over the situation, taking care of our athletes as well, directing traffic. What a great platform crew. The standard wouldn't be the same without the lads out there doing their due diligence, taking care of our athletes and keeping this competition rolling, keeping it moving at breakneck speed.
My mother told me someday I will die.
We are into our final 4 deadlifts of the ABS Series 11 Pro-Am to Valhalla. Ricardo Venturi has already locked in a 12.5 kilo personal best, but he is hoping to contend with 345 kilograms. This would be a 25 kilo best. Absolutely everything that can be done to facilitate the lifters succeeding here shall be done. Not today. Barely even a movement out of Wahey. He was brave enough to contend with it.
Am I correct in saying if Nick and Filippo don't get their third attempt, Lenny will come up on top?
That certainly seems to be the case. Quietly, I had a chat with Lenny earlier on as he was starting the warm-ups, and I said it to him, go all the way, man. A firm believer Lenny can lock this in. I think he's definitely been slept on as an athlete. I think everyone's been talking about Nick, Filippo and Max. But make no mistake, the man from ABS Powerlifting is here for that big W. Jordan Hellier, 245 kilos on the bar in his ABS Series debut. Nick Meller retaking the 255 kilograms. The last 2 attempts. It all comes down to the last 2 pulls. Who will win? Who will lose?
Nick has third place secured, but I'm sure he'll be looking for the win.
He dismissed every other athlete yesterday at the press conference, saying he was going to win this and fuck off home. But Nick has been put through the ringer. He is contending with some of the best athletes in Europe. He misses the third attempt. What does this mean for the podium spots?
Well, he's secured third place, so nothing to be dismissed. Should be happy with that.
This is it, folks. The final deadlift of the ABS Series 11 Pro-Am flight. Valhalla. Filippo Ingrosso, the former champion at ABS Powerlifting Series 9. This is the final opportunity he will have to pull for the win. Here we go. He fights every inch. I don't know. No lift for Filippo. Filippo finishes on 516.34 dots. Nick Meller finishes on 514.34 dots. Lenny O'Sullivan of ABS Powerlifting finishes on 516.98 dots. Your ABS Series 11 champion, Lenny O'Sullivan. What a phenomenal competition we have had here on day one of ABS Powerlifting Series 11. Thank you so much to everyone that has joined us on the Kilocast live stream. Thank you to all our sponsors: Gravitas Pens, TDE Equipment, Kabuki Strength, Powerlifting Motivation, Testo Wear Performance, and Strom Ireland. A massive thank you to everyone in attendance, all of our volunteers, spotters and loaders, all of our athletes. A massive thank you to you watching at home.
Okay guys, just want to say thank you very much for staying behind.
And to everyone that facilitates the absolute next level of powerlifting we can present here in Europe's most competitive platform. Ladies and gents, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned to the Kilocast live stream for the medal ceremony and celebrations. And remember, you can join us live tomorrow for Division 1 and 2. Female flight and Division 1 males live on the Kilocast live stream. We will see you then.
podium. So we're going to go Division 2 results first. Division 2. So Shane Stanley, Marcel, Kevin McDermott, Sean Keys, Matthew McLaughlin, Stephen Brady, and Kieran Phelan. If any of you are here, please come to the platform. Any Division 2 lifters, please come to the platform. Okay, so a few promotions as well, which is great to see. The other Division 2 lifters. Okay, in third place with 411.04 dots, earning a D1 promotion, is Kevin McDermott. Well done, Kevin. Kevin's been a regular in the Ab Series and has been winning that promotion for a while, so congratulations. You're now going to get to lie in on Sunday for Division 1. Okay, second place, and I'm not sure if he's still here. Marcel, yeah. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that name. So another T1 promotion, 418.58 dots. And I think the champ is gone. Okay, standing in his place is the retired Phil Caroline with 419.82 dots. Another promotion to D1 is Shane Stanley. And while Kieran's here, Kieran, if you want to come to the side, another D1 promotion, 400.43 dots. Well done, Kieran. And that is the remaining D2 lifters. Round of applause. Thank you very much. You guys want to just lead off now and we'll move on to the program. Okay, can all the pro-round lifters come out to the platform, please? Pro-round lifters, out to the platform. All the pro-round lifters out to the platform. Sarah. Okay, Katie Kavanagh. Sarah Sobak, Katie Kavanagh. All pro arm lifters head to the front. Okay, we're gonna go with the females in third place. The heaviest lifter of today, all the way from Italy, Amber Salaro. Okay, in second place, all the way from Norway, Sandy Berg. Okay, and our Ab Series 11 champion, hailing from Croatia with a 465 total, Zara Zoma. Round of applause for our female lifters. Okay, moving on to the male category. There was less than 2 points separating the top three. In third place, from England, with 514.34 dots, 945 total, Nasty Nick Miller. In second place, with 516.3 dots, Series 9 champion, Series 11 runner-up, the Italian stallion, Filippo Angrosso. Okay, and in first place with 516.98 dots, winning his first ever Ab Series event, the King of Kerry, Lenny O'Sullivan! Round of applause for our three male lifters. Well battle, less than 2 points in it. That's what it's all about in the Ab Series, is pulling for positions. There's no records. It's all about who wins on the day. Okay, round of applause for our pro lifters. Okay, you want to just lead off? So there's a slight mistake in D2. In first place, it was Shane Stanley who was in first place with 419.82. Right, 409.82. Shane Stanley. Shane, yeah? In second place was Kevin McDermott. And in third place was myself.
Want to retake your picture?
I'm going to retake a picture
Oh, I was still first.
for the archives.
I was third. Get up.
Daniel, you want to step in?
You and me, Daniel.
Been a long way.